The Mystical Phoenix Gundam. Little is known about this Gundam. Actually, the origins is still up for debate. I will say that, so the research I found, because I didn't know much about this Gundam when I initially found it, was it is believed to be beyond the solar system, and therefore it's kind of related to Turn X and also Turn A. There is a couple of things that many believe that it's kind of looped into that group. However, it doesn't make any appearance in many shows or anything like that. I will say there is a couple appearances of it, or it's in some games though. It's mainly in the Gundam G Generations games. Uh, it's also considered to be an extremely powerful Gundam as well. So today's review is over the SD Cross Silhouette Phoenix Gundam. Now, if you're like me, you're wondering, okay, if you don't know much about it, why did you buy it? Kind of thing. Because the design as well it's debatable on, for me, for my taste, it's kind of up in the air. But I try to get some kits that I know is not for me per se, but hopefully someone out there can enjoy this a little bit more. Actually, the main reason I bought this kit is because it's Phoenix. It does have a transformation mode. It's pictured on the box as well. And you can see just like kind of up here in the top corner. Now you'll see it again on the unboxing part, but right there, it has that transformation into a bird Phoenix mode. Phoenix is actually my favorite mystical creature, so I'm like, let's go for it. Why not? It is a cross silhouette, and I will mention before we get too far into it, the cross silhouette frame is not in this box. My box reviews, I typically try to stick to what we have in there, minus maybe an action base. So I will not be doing the CS frame build. Unfortunately, not with it. Bandai, if you're watching, anyone from Bandai is watching this, please just offer that in every cross silhouette frame. It would be fantastic for all of us. Save us some time of tracking it down. Charge me the extra couple bucks. I've said this in the past, but I'll say it again. Charge me the extra couple bucks and just give it to me. I don't want to get 2 boxes. Come on, guys. Outside that, love you, Bandai. So, without further ado, let's get into this unboxing.
All right, standard look at the Phoenix Gundam box itself. You can see it is a cross silhouette frame. Again, it does not have it with it in the box. I know that before I even get into it. It actually lists that on the box, not included. Here's a nice display of the side. Here's a nice display, a graphic of the Phoenix Gundam as well. You can see there is the combination with some of the other SD kits from this line. It's a nice little setup. I like the box design. Actually kind of drew my eye to it. So, not as you can expect, there's not too many runners in there. Decent molding. I'm super pumped about that base though, guys. I didn't expect that. Awesome. That purplish color for the blade, or for the beam sabers, looks pretty nice too. And I see that there's 2 sets, so we'll get into it. I'm always impressed by the amount of color that's in these guides as well. So let's take a look at the final product. Here is everything completed. It was a fun little build. I enjoyed a lot of it. The overall support is kind of questionable in the joints, especially the arms with the amount of weight it has with the wings. But the build itself was solid. It was fun, it was quick. It was exactly what I would expect from an SD. So right here you get the 2 different guns that actually connect into one to make it a one or double. It just slots in with the handle from the other one, so it's a little offset. Then you get 2 hilts, so you get the full-size beam sabers, and then you actually get the smaller ones here in a second. I'll show those to you as well, but I love that purplish color. It's not clear, it's actually got kind of a flat color to it, but it looks nice. It goes well with the kit. It accents it, I think, pretty well. Then you get the smaller, they're too long to be daggers, but they're kind of mid-range in that sense. You get 2 of them as well. And then also in the background you can see that there is the base. And here, I gotta give love to my toddler, guys. He did this. That was all him with the hands. I thought it was hilarious. He laughed about it for quite some time. But those pieces right there are the additional. You get the 2 additional open hands with the closed hands. Then you get those pieces right there for the transformation and the clear base. And I can't stress how nice it is of Bandai to put that in there. I did not expect it. So you can see there's a little bit of movement in the head, blocked a lot by these arms, the wings. Right there in the joint, you can see it, the shoulder. It is a ball joint, but it's on an extended piece, so you gotta kind of push it in to get to stay in place. And I will forewarn you, it does not stay in place well. A simple ball joint for the entire leg. There is some motion in the feet though, so that's kind of nice, but they do have a tendency to pop out of that hip when you try to move them around and do too much. Unfortunately, that's kind of right there. The same thing with the arm. There is a decent amount of weight. So here is the transformation of the Gundam itself. With that being said, you don't use the top half of the Gundam. So you'll have that left over. The head is not on it. Most of the chest is not there. You actually take the part of the front part of the chest off and slide it on to the additional parts for the transformation. So it actually looks good though. I won't complain too much. So here is some of the poses. Here's what that double gun, as you can see, it's actually, the way it's done up, it's kind of odd. The way the handle slides into the other handle, it kind of threw me off, but that's how it is. The wings on the arms, I like them a lot. I like the design. The only thing I would say with this is because of that ball joint setup, they tend to come loose, and the amount of weight on them, they droop pretty quickly. And then also, I would say another negative thing is the headpiece. It tends to separate. The top piece tends to separate, as you can see right there. I just press it back down. It seems to be okay, but it does. If you plan on moving this kit around a decent amount, it separates pretty easily. The movement in the arms, I'm impressed with it. I don't know how much you can do with the wings itself, but the way it's set up for the transformation mode, it works well. I wasn't so sure about this long piece draped or connected to the front, and it does kind of gain you away for some poses, but it looks good. This kit also has, I will say, has some color correction stickers, mainly on the wings. The red X up on the shoulder part too, is color corrective. I had to cut that one short, guys. My toddler ran into it with the RC car. I like to put that on here every once in a while to remind what dad life is about, and that is about going with changes, guys. Move with the flow. So back to the model. It has, here's the double daggers. I'm gonna call them daggers just because they're shorter, but like I said, they're a little bit more in the mid-range. It works well. The hills kind of slide out of the hand grips just because there's nothing really holding them in there. But it holds well enough to do some poses with it as well. And then the full extension, again, you get 2 beam sabers. This pose, I feel like just doing one. But it's a solid kit. I mean, this kit has been fun. I like the wings a lot. I think it's awesome for the transformation pose. Not much you can do with the feet or the legs. But, you know, additional points given to Bandai for that base that comes with it. They should do that with more bases. I will say also though, in the actual Gundam mode, it does not want to slot on that peg well. It does a much better job in the transformation mode. So, you know, and with this kit, I will say I only panel lined it and put the decals on there. Here's another quick look at the transformation mode. Within the transformation mode, it has a second transformation mode. If you didn't count, I said transformation mode way too many times. But this is called the burning mode. So the shoulder pieces come off of the wing, then they readjust. It is a little finicky in that transformation, but then also the white kind of slides. It slides out, so it actually comes forwards more. You can see it right there on the side a little bit better. But I'll go back to the finicky part. It's set up where there's just it runs down onto, and there's a kind of a cross there because of the standard mode. It catches sometimes, and it can be a little snug to move. So it's solid. Guys, here is one last look. This is also with the normal eyes on it. This is the pose I'm gonna probably put it in just because I love the Phoenix. I love, the Phoenix rising from the ashes. And so that's obviously why I bought this kit. I'm gonna probably just pose it like this and call it as it is because I'm not too impressed with the guns themselves. The sabers are nice and I like that color, but this right here is where it's at. The open hands just rising up from the ashes. The amount of posing you can do with the wings too on there, even though I would have preferred them being mounted elsewhere other than on the shoulders of the arms. It's nice. It's a nice kit, and the transformation mode, I love it honestly too. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more upcoming videos. I got a couple of fun ones in the works. I'm hoping a little bit different, but please like, please subscribe. Hit that notification button too, guys. Until next time, love.